Poprowadź swoją armię przez niebezpieczny świat Wiedźmina. Zapanuj nad potężnymi siłami natury. Wyślij do boju magiczne bestie. Przemyć szpiegów za linię wroga. Jaka będzie twoja tajna broń? Jakie będzie twoje najsprytniejsze zagranie? Gwint. Dołącz do bety.
Hej, cześć, siemano wam wszystkim, tutaj ja, Romanek100 i witam was w pierwszym filmie sprzed premiery Gwinta. Jak mówiłem w kilku filmach, w Gwinta będę się zagrywał bardzo mocno, zarówno na streamach, jak i na filmach, dlatego teraz właśnie odpaliłem streama przed panelem PAX. Za 3 minuty powinien się zacząć już właśnie panel Gwinta, także restreamuję go na Hitboxa, jak i na YouTube'a. Także witam wszystkich, którzy będą później oczywiście na czacie, gdyż ja się zapewne wyciszę, a teraz jeszcze nikogo nie ma, tylko chciałem się przywitać, żeby to nie było na YouTube'a, także nagrywane jest to na streamie i potem będzie tylko powtórka na YouTubie. Także zapraszam na panel. Jeszcze myślę parę odcinków sprzed premiery Gwinta się pojawi, na przykład gdzie będziemy sobie buildingować jakieś już deki i coś takiego, ale to jeszcze o wszystkim pomyślę w swoim czasie, także was przepraszam, jeżeli tutaj jakość dźwięku będzie trochę gorsza niż normalnie u mnie na filmach, a to dlatego, że na żywo nie jestem w stanie robić takich efektów, jakie robię przy obróbce. Także zapraszam was na panel Gwinta, powinien się on zacząć za jakieś 2 minuty i jeszcze myślę przez ten czas tutaj z wami właśnie posiedzę. I generalnie myślę, że każdy wie, co to jest Gwint, każdy musiał słyszeć o Gwincie, a jeżeli nie, to jest to gra karciana z Wiedźmina III, która teraz przechodzi tutaj, jak widzicie, na standalone. No i cóż, stream jest na Twitchu, co mi trochę przeszkadza. Nie wiem, jak będzie ze streamowaniem i oglądaniem tego w HD, gdyż kiedy oglądałem E3, to miałem z tym problemy, żeby to oglądać w HD. Chociaż może to nie jest aż takie popularne jak E3, może tak dużo osób nie będzie oglądać, dlatego będzie dało mniejsze lagi, nie będzie mi przynajmniej urywać filmu, mam przynajmniej taką nadzieję. No i cóż, będziemy buildingować deki, gdyż jest strona Gwint.db chyba, tak mi się wydaje, czy jakoś tak. Właśnie, jeszcze. Zapraszam was do rejestracji do bety playgwent.com. Tam możecie się zarejestrować do bety, jeżeli ktoś się jeszcze nie zarejestrował. Nawet jeżeli nie zamierzycie grać, bardzo bym was poprosił o zarejestrowanie się. To wtedy będziecie mogli oddać konto dla mnie albo dla kogoś, kto będzie bardzo chciał grać w tę grę, a niestety się do bety nie dostanie. Tak czy siak, panel już się zaczyna, tak więc ja się wyciszam, no i oglądamy.
Everyone's gonna watch you. You need to come on in. Oh, I've embarrassed them. I'm sorry, guys. You're actually not even late, really. There's your crown. Pop your crown on, royalty. Welcome to the podium and the stage. But hello, every single person here. Hello, PAX West. You are at the Gwent Going Standalone panel here at PAX West, and this is very, very exciting indeed. Hello, my name is Maud Garrett. You may know me from SourceFed Nerd, perhaps from Geek Bomb, but what you should know me as is a very avid Witcher 3 fan, as I'm sure all of you are as well, right? I wanted to kick things off just having a bit of a confession here today. Raise your hand if you've spent more than 100 hours on Witcher 3.
Oh, nice.
Keep them up if it's been more than 140 hours. Stand up if it's been more than 180 hours.
Whoa.
Take a bow if it's more than 200 hours. Oh wow. That is incredible. And it's saying something as well to the CD Projekt Red team for putting 200 hours of gameplay into the one game. That's probably why it was Game of the Year. We've also got some cosplayers. Oh yeah, Game of the Year. No bigs. We've also got some cosplayers here today as well. Stand up if you're cosplaying as a character from Witcher 3. Or Witcher at all. Yes. We've got a Triss. Hi, Siri. Hi, Gareth.
We want to take a picture with you later, so please stay after.
You look amazing. Yeah, we have to get a photo with them. You guys look spectacular, and we are obviously honoured that you chose a Witcher character as well. So without further ado, let's talk about Gwent, because this is a very, very big deal, going standalone now. And to help me out all the way from the Warsaw offices in Poland, we have the principal narrative designer of the game, Mateusz Tomaszkiewicz.
Nice, nailed it.
More or less.
He said that we can call him Matt, thank God. But there you go. Hello there, Mateusz. Am I getting
Hello.
Also here from Poland, long flight, guys, so thank you so much. They've been up since 3 a.m. because of this little fun thing called jet lag. He is the translator for CD Projekt Red, and it's fascinating to hear the stories between how different the game is in Polish as it is in English, and we'll hear some of the examples of how that plays out as well. Everyone please welcome Travis Currit.
And if I may add, I'm based in Warsaw now, but it's always nice to come back to Seattle because I'm actually a UW graduate. Go Huskies! Yes.
He was actually really handy because we got lost in the streets before. He was better than the map. So.
It was better than the map.
And last but not least, we have the North America Community Manager. Please give her a warm welcome, Christine Steimer.
My flight was much shorter. It was much better.
And I'm gonna sit down.
Yes, please, don't sit over there, because then that's weird.
Dobra, słuchajcie, tak więc mamy jednego Polaka, Mateusza, nie pamiętam dokładnie nazwiska. No i cóż, fajnie powiedziała jego nazwisko, dobra, już się wyciszam.
It looks now, how to play the game, and most importantly, when you can get your grubby little hands on it. We've got a nice little presentation for you today, so let's kick it all off.
Yeah.
So you want to start, Christine?
No.
No?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, so you have already gone through how long everybody here has played, 200 hours, that's insane. How many of those hours were playing Gwent, though?
No comment.
So show of hands who played Gwent in Witcher 3. Okay, so the fun fact is most of my slides are kind of explaining the game, but you already know how to play it. So we're just gonna go through those a little bit. If you wandered in off the streets and don't know why you're here, and you're just wearing a crown,
you look pretty.
You look pretty, and thank you for joining us. Gwent is a collectible card game that was a minigame in The Witcher 3, and it's all about strategy and bluffing. So you have your 10 cards, and then you got to make the best of it. So why standalone? We actually got a lot of feedback after the game launched from people who really, people like you, who really loved the game and wanted to play it with their friends. I have seen a lot, even in my short time here at CD Projekt Red. I've only been here since January, but people love this game, and so we thought, why not create something a little more special for you guys?
I felt like in the game in itself, like you would be playing the game and then forget that there are giant monsters and beasts that you had to take care of, or there was even a storyline at all, because every time you went into a new town or there was an innkeep and it was like, would you like a round? Yeah. And I was like, I would like to play. And then there's half a day gone of just playing those cards.
Yes, exactly.
And also it's very unique within the game, card game genre, I would say, right? It has a very unique rule set. You basically have to win 2 out of 3 rounds, and the cards are your only resource, so you have no mana, nothing like that, right?
Yep, so the only way to get new cards is with the cards that you have.
Yeah,
otherwise,
exactly.
You are SOL.
Yeah, so that's why the deception is such an important factor to the game, right?
Yep. Which is, yep, that point right there.
Yeah. So now.
So this, this slide would look. This will look very familiar to anybody, to all of you, because everybody here played.
It's like seeing a friend, isn't it? Looking at this, it's like, oh, hello, friend.
It's been a while.
We know each other very well.
Yes.
Oh, you want to hear the music for it? I know.
I don't think this one. Wait, it did have music at one point.
Have we got?
Not on this one.
Not in this one. The other one has music. So yeah, this is what it used to look like, and you can have the rubies there that shatter if you lose a round.
Don't talk about that, please.
And then
now it looks like, drum roll.
What does the new Gwent look like, everyone? We're about to unveil it. This is what it's gonna look like. It's a moving picture.
It's got pretty colors on it and stuff. But there it is. So yes, this is our brand new board, and you can and see there's some music.
There's your music.
There's your music.
So as you can see, we have changed a bunch of things, right? We have added these card previews, we have all new card art, we have changed the UI so you can see the cards of your opponent, for example.
And the frog card is actually an example of a premium version of a card. So he's not a premium card, he's a premium version.
Yes,
So,
yes. We will show you more of those in a second.
yes, they're very
And,
cool.
yeah, we added new effects.
Also, the rubies that we mentioned before are gone, and they've been replaced with the crown.
So
You
have
must
to
earn your
complete
halves.
Yeah, you got to complete the pieces of the crown. This is why we got you to wear it, because it's a brand new feature. Move over rubies because you're upgrading to royalty.
Yes.
So I guess we could go back to the presentation.
Yeah, this is just a nice little taste of what the board looks like now.
What did you guys think of it? Happy? Did you notice moving cards in there? It's not just kind of
Necessarily stationary, and a lot of even the card art in general, we'll probably talk about this later either way, but has been redone, so.
Yeah, so as you can see, these are the premium cards. So they are animated, they are 3D, you can get them as you open up the card packs. So basically, those are like a nicer looking version of normal cards. They do not impact gameplay at all.
They just look really cool.
Yeah, they're amazing. And yeah.
A nice part about it too is you can take the thumbstick and kind of control the camera in it, and you can peek around the corner and see if there's something there.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, they're really
Who's
neat little
killed one of
cards.
those before?
No,
Yeah,
we,
we showed
we've got animators working on these, and these are full 3D models that they're putting in these cards. So that it's, I sit right next to where all the animators working, and I sometimes for hours at a time I'll just say, I'm not doing my stuff. I'm just going to watch you guys.
Watch you work.
Gone to the day of the holographic card. Remember when holographic cards were cool? It's like,
Yeah.
well, we're just taking a step up from that big time.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
So yeah, these were the visuals and the UI, but we have changed a bunch of different things as well. We had to rebalance the whole game.
Well, we
right?
had to balance the game because obviously when you're playing as Geralt, you want to feel really powerful and really cool, and like you can beat everybody not just in combat but also in Gwent. So we had to actually take that down and be like, all right, if you were playing with somebody, you want it to feel good, you don't want to feel cheap. So you have to balance all of the decks. So that's a challenge in itself, and then you have to go through and rebalance.
But also we have added bunches of new cards, new abilities,
new mechanics.
and new mechanics. Yeah, so I think you'll find the game to be to have the things that were cool about Gwent in Witcher 3, but a lot of new depth added to the game in general.
Yes.
If you want to really dive into it.
Yeah, now even though we've added a lot of new balances, and this is a new thing, adding multiplayer, I feel like this is going back to one of the original visions we had, because when Gwent was first being made, the first way it existed was just these prototype decks we whipped up over a weekend, and when I was sitting down with the guys playing it, trying to imagine how it'd be, it was just so much fun being there against another human and taunting them and bluffing them and stuff, and so we were so excited that now with multiplayer, you guys will get to experience that. Because it's great to just scorch your friends and be like, sucker, you're gone.
That's the biggest difference that I recognized when I played a little sample of the game. It was against a real person. And instead of it being an AI character where you're like, oh, the computer got me, you're actually playing against a different person who has a different way of playing than you do. Sometimes you can predict it, sometimes you just can't. But knowing that it's against a real person really brings a level of competitiveness to this that maybe you haven't actually experienced in a game before.
Well, I can, for one, say I enjoy it. We're playing it at the office all the time. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
It's really cool.
Sorry, Maud.
Yeah. All right, so what's next?
Yeah, just really quickly, the closed beta starts on October 25th for Xbox One and PC. So if you haven't signed up yet, it's playgwent.com. But I feel like you guys probably already have.
Has everyone signed up to the closed beta?
You guys are all pros.
Playgwent.com.
It's on the crowns, in case you forget.
I've signed up on 3 different accounts, just different emails. I thought that would be fun.
Cheating.
No, it's not.
You're fine. You can do it.
It's not cheating unless you get caught. I just told
But you
everyone
just admitted it on the panel of
I
people
said this
that
was a
work
safe
there.
space. We're confessing things that we usually don't tell people.
Oh, okay. It's like neutral ground.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyways, yes, also the game is coming to PlayStation 4 later. And this is a free-to-play game that will have optional in-game purchases. But another important thing to note is on the bullet points, like single-player campaigns, those will not be free-to-play. Those will have a cost, but we don't know what that is yet.
Yeah, and of course we are starting with some of the factions you might know from the Wild Hunt version of the game, but the Nilfgaard faction we are saving for later. So we will release it later. So we are starting with Northern Realms, Monsters,
Scoia'tael, Skellige, which is my current favorite.
Yeah, can I get a hell yeah for Skellige?
Skellige is awesome.
I want to coin that.
Yes, you should. Put it on a t-shirt.
So yeah, I mean...
It's like, oh.
Yeah, so since we mentioned single-player campaigns, I guess we could talk a little bit about narration and Gwent. How
Since
do
that's
we do
your
it?
expertise.
Yes, exactly. So I guess we'll start with the art, because like we mentioned before, we have redone all the art for the cards in the game. And this time we really wanted the cards to tell little stories, to show who the characters really are. Because you might remember in Wild Hunt, they were basically characters.
There's like portraits.
Like portraits, yes. So as you can see, for example, Dijkstra is this schemer. So we thought that, you know, a game of chess kind of shows well who he is. And as you might notice.
Yeah, I was about to say, who notices what piece that is? Anybody? Shout it. Yes, Wolf.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is Dijkstra. Then, of course, we do a lot of research for the illustrations, right? So we check who those characters are. We provide documentation for the illustrators, so they have easier job working on it. This is something I'm doing on day-to-day basis, basically. And this card, for example, this is something we didn't show yet. This is Vilgefortz. If some of you read the books, did any of you read the books?
Nice.
Cool. So he's the guy that basically killed Regis in the box. He's the main antagonist in the box. And this is the scene where he kills him.
So you're like, make sure he is super on fire.
Yes.
And the other
loves it.
And
Loves killing.
Yeah.
loves murder.
Yes.
Great.
At first, when I saw this picture, I didn't actually realize it was a person's face between his hands that he was setting alight. So just in case you chucked a Maud and did the same thing, that is
a
a
man on
burning
fire.
head and arms flailing. But I think it's also really great to know that Witcher is more than just a game. It is a lore. It does have a lot of books, as a lot of you have read. So they are pulling from all these resources to establish characters that some may know and some may not know.
And it's super exciting to show these characters because, you know, we are fans of the books as well, and we never got to show them before in the games. So yeah, this is a cool opportunity to do that.
A lot goes into bringing these characters to life, not only how oh yeah,
This one you might know.
Roach stealing your thunder.
Roach.
So some of the cards, as you can see, are inspired by real life experience of our players.
All right.
Yeah, so we have a lot of those in-game jokes. Like this one, for example.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have come across this series of comics we've been doing. So these are actually done by a fan.
Yes. So send any of your fan art to fanart@cdprojectred.com.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Like this, she was a fan and we liked her work, so we started working with her.
Work. I mean, I just got to say, anything you fans do, like we at the office, we follow it adamantly. We spread it around, and we're so excited. So we saw this, and we were like, we just loved her art style. So we contacted her. We're like, hey, maybe you could put together some stuff for us. And so we really wanted to do this one. So this is basically we were joking around about sort of this funny inconsistency in the Witcher universe is like, where are these Gwent cards coming from?
Yeah.
Who's making them? How did they know how these characters look like? Like, okay, Radovid is the king, he's famous, everyone will know, but like some guys like Eskel is, you know, not most people don't know what Eskel is.
He's just your average Witcher.
How is it documented? In this particular comic strip, you've got Serii who's talking to Geralt there, obviously with his card, going, I don't understand. How did they get every single detail here? They've got it down to your scars and everything. How? Cut to getting painted like one of the French ladies said.
Yes.
And this is the first time you may have ever seen Geralt be a little bit shy.
And embarrassed. Don't know. I don't know how that got
But not the first time we've seen him drunk.
No.
Not at all. So this is just a joke. This isn't the canonical answer about where Gwent cards come from. Just, you know.
Where do Gwent cards come from?
Maybe when you're older. No, we reserve the right to reveal that at a later date. But yeah, this is just the joke version.
Yep. So the next element of storytelling in Gwent is the flavor texts, which we primarily will write them in Polish, and then Travis here has the cool task of translating.
Figuring out how to make that go into English.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So you could maybe talk.
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit
Well,
more about
the Gwent flavor text, it's a bit, yeah. So the flavor text, the whole idea is that we have about 100 characters basically to try to convey something about who these characters are, especially since a lot of the times we're drawing them from the books, and we know that a lot of people who've just been playing the games might not know who they are. So this guy is Bruverhog. He's a dwarven leader who you might know from the books, and he was also appeared in our comic book Matters of Conscience. I don't know if anyone downloaded that. It's free to download online.
I don't know, we've got some pretty hardcore fans here. I'm
Yeah,
sure someone's
yeah,
going to raise their hand and be like, that was me. I got it.
But at any rate, so we decided we wanted to just convey a bit about who he is. So we did. This is I always go one.
Yeah,
two,
they go in
They go
twos.
twos. Okay. All
One, two, and then back
two.
up. There.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a direct citation. This is a direct quote from Sapkowski, and we just translated it into English. And when we do so, of course, you got to give it that bit of a Scottish dwarf.
All right.
There
Should
you
I give it a go
Yes,
here?
Yes,
Yes,
do it.
she's good at
Fun fact, I actually am the voice of the dwarf in the game.
No.
Some of you actually
You're like,
believed that
really?
for
Wow.
a second. Yeah.
I'm going to tweet that. Hold on.
All right. That doddery dolt, you cannot even tell if he's alive or stuffed. But that's the English version. But the hilarious part is when you actually translate it, the Polish version reads...
Oh, stary grzyb, spojrzysz I nie wiesz, żywy czy wypchany.
Yes. That.
There you go.
But what does that actually mean in English?
This is actually a fairly direct translation because this one, it was the quote from the book. We just added, I mean, we changed the wording a bit to make it more dwarvish.
What's the word dolt in Polish?
Well, they call him an old mushroom, literally.
Okay.
So it's, sort of,
It's a Polish thing.
it's, they love their mushrooms, I tell you what. And so this one, and sometimes we just do something a bit silly. So this is the clear skies, clear
We all know
weather.
the Clear Skies card.
Exactly.
It's come in handy quite a few times.
Especially against monsters.
So if we can have our lovely voice actress.
All right, this card is... The sun's shining, Drumley, the sun's shining. Maybe there's hope left after all. But in Polish...
So in Polish, it's...
In Polish, it's super short, as you might notice. Like, piękny dzień, żeby umrzeć.
Which means...
So,
It is a good day to die.
Yes.
yeah.
And so originally it was the same in English and Polish, but then Rafał Jaki and Damian Monnier, they were the co-creators of Gwent, they came out to me and they're like, dude, man, we've been looking over, we're liking these flavor texts, but it's getting a little grim, like getting a little depressed here. Can we, this is like the happiest card in the game. Maybe this one should be not about death and maybe a bit optimistic.
Maybe a bit about the sun shining.
Maybe,
Yeah.
and so I still left a bit of irony because it's just maybe there's hope, right? Because I didn't want to go too happy. This is The Witcher, right? But I did cheer it up a bit, and I go to the Polish writer, and I might even been mad.
No,
at, like,
sorry. We Polish, don't know the concept of fun.
Still a good day. Yes. No.
They don't really do optimism, so
Yep.
Grim and
we left
despair.
that there, and then here we've got Saris's, and here
And we have Saris in the audience.
we do.
Don't we?
No,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't think so.
I thought we had somebody. Oh, never mind. You're Saskia. Sorry.
Saskia,
From
sorry.
afar, I was like, oh,
There's a bright light in our
oh,
eyes.
Another
I
word.
can't see in the light.
So and this one, it's the Polish nickname for Saris is actually has a very different connotation than the English one, just based off the decision of how that dialogue appeared in the game. So this is almost a completely different approach. In the Polish one, it's like, don't call me little quail, basically, and then the English one, the nickname isn't little quail, it's sparrowhawk, a much more mighty
Sounds much more
warrior.
aggressive.
Hear this one? I've practiced,
Yes,
so I'm going to do
yes,
it.
please.
Whether you want me to or not. Oh,
Oh,
I think I actually have it memorized. They call me Sparrowhawk. Do you know why? Because I eat rats like you for breakfast. I'm embarrassed that I know that off my head.
You were like, I don't need it up there. Got it.
So, and then this one, we've got the nice grave hag here, showing herself
Ain't she
in all her
pretty?
glory. And so the Polish, in trying to tell this story here, explain what's going on in English, we thought, okay, who is saying this? Well, probably the kind of person, because this is a water hag, actually, so we're like, the kind of person who would come across a water hag is going to be like a sailor. So we tried to do this in the style of a Velen fisherman dude in No Man's Land who's out there doing that. So, and we thought, so he would probably compare a water hag to a blobfish, which is one of the next ugliest things in the universe. So that's why.
I think I sneezed that into a tissue once.
I think, yeah. definitely seen Flum about it.
It looks
like
back
that.
up at me. Do we want to do this one as well?
No, I think we can. I mean,
I didn't have anything prepared. No, it's cool. I'm embarrassed now. Seen a lot of crazy in my life, haven't I?
Okay.
Blobfish, you know the likes, yeah.
She's on fire.
All right, and then
Wait.
You skipped
we skipped.
skipped
It
one.
keeps
You
going
skipped
too far. Okay. There we go. Yeah, and then so the standalone. This will be a great. I'm excited because this is one of the first entries in the Witcher franchise I can show to like my nephews and stuff, and because this is we're going for a bit of a younger age rating, make it available for everyone. So we have to, we have to modify our approach in a bit. So if you remember this quote from The Witcher 3, it actually made a very explicit anatomical reference, and we decided to change it up a bit. But the Witcher character is still there. It's just this is something you can play alongside your younger friends, and you won't.
Well, say the actual quote because it's in Polish.
Oh, should I read it?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think Polish is fine.
Well, no, I just mean like they probably don't remember the exact quote that replaced.
The original quote was like, "Picture a dandelion with a pair of tits," and you get the general idea.
Yep.
Something like
Yes.
that.
Raise your hand if you
Isn't it
did.
better that you said it again?
Quote from Zoltan, so there you go, dwarf. All right, so I guess this is all for the fluff text. And the next thing we wanted to show you is basically we wrote those dialogues for the cards once you play them, right? So we will show some of those to you.
Or you'll hear them.
Oh,
Yes?
actually, we
No?
should hear them.
What happened to you?
This is what I was saying earlier, where it's like when you're bringing the cards to life, not only is it done in a visual way, but in a story way as well with the dialogue, but then the voice as well. So it's like the triple threat happening here. So you get every aspect of what the character and the card is all about.
I think this one worked.
What?
Got any audio there?
Yeah, I
We
think
need,
we had some problem with the
tech
audio.
support. Tech support. Where'd the sound go?
It's like literally the only time we really need
Yes.
audio.
Yes, it is. That's true.
I mean, I can give it a go. I mean,
Yeah, you can just.
Everyone
do you
close your
remember?
eyes.
Yeah, everyone close your eyes and imagine for a second.
All right, 1 second for the technical difficulties.
And is it just me, or did that guy fighting off what looked like a Hydra look like Gaston from the Beauty and the Beast? Anyone?
You think Eska looks like Gaston?
Yes.
No, it's
Can I have a one-track? I'm pretty sure I can do that whole scene in from that movie.
The song?
Little town, it's a
Oh.
quiet village. The one before.
All right, let's try
Try
this
once
again.
more with feeling.
Yeah,
Yes?
Getting to work.
there you
There
go.
we go. All right.
There we go.
So this is Eskel, obviously. So some of them are super short.
Scurvy sketches!
This is Zoltan's parrot, actually.
Fun fact, that's Mateusz's
When the white frost comes, do not eat the yellow snow.
business card.
Best one.
This you might know from the Wild Hunt loading screens, basically. So, yeah.
This is Ithleen from Ithleen's Prophecy. She's very important in Witcher lore, so she's generally quite serious, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
Like her.
so
It's actually sage advice.
we tried to
Yeah,
put
I mean,
those
we
fun
shouldn't
ones
eat
in
yellow snow.
from time to time.
Call yourself a king. You're but a sadistic little snot.
So this one actually is a reaction. So when you play Sheila, when there is Radovid on the board, she kind of disses him because she doesn't like him very much, right? So
For good
we're planning
reason.
to have more of those, basically, depending on what's happening on the board, the text will be different.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about these reactions because one of the things about Gwent that's cool for us is that we can pull from the entire timeline of the Witcher universe, and we can pull from characters who might have died at one point, and we bring them together literally like next to each other on the board, and we're like, well, if they're next to each other, they got to react somehow. They should mention the
Yep.
fact that they're in close proximity.
Yeah, and I think it's just cool to do it.
It also helps when you actually want to trash talk who you're up against. The cards are doing it for you,
Yes.
so that's nice as well.
It is always nice.
So we also introduced a lot of characters like Vilgefortz that were not in the games before, so we had to find new voice actors for them as well. So this, for example, is Leo Bonhart.
You belong to me, lass.
So the guys had a lot of research going on in terms of who could play these roles because we might want to use them later on as well, right?
Exactly. We took these casting decisions very seriously because you never know what will happen with the Witcher universe, and we want to keep continuity in voice actors. So even though we might have only 2 lines for now, we wanted to pick a good actor and make sure we want to work
So
with them.
that's why we couldn't use you for all of them. We
Yeah.
just
No, it's
We
fine.
needed-
I understand it's a serious decision.
One more.
That might even be amusing.
That's Coral. She's from the new book,
Season of Storms.
Yeah.
Sadly not translated yet, but one day soon.
get to work on it, Travis.
All my spare time.
And finally, the single-player Gwent campaign. So something I'm super excited about.
Are you
because
guys
I'm
excited?
mainly working for it.
Applause. Yes. Because I see messages all the time that are constantly asking for more stories. Like they want more content, they want it for The Witcher 3, but I'm like, well, actually, you will get some more stories through
This is
Gwent.
actually a great opportunity to do this, to tell more stories in the Witcher universe. And we want them to be quite substantial as well. So yeah, 10 plus hours each. We will have few of them, and every one of them will revolve around a certain Gwent faction, so you can expect totally different stories for Northern Realms, monsters, and so on. And yes, it will feature map exploration, so basically you will be exploring a map, you'll be finding secrets, you will be growing your army, new characters will be joining your army, and so on. And of course, as you know, we are CD projects, so choices and consequences are a super important element of our games. And this game will be no different. You'll have choices that will impact the world. You will have choices that will impact what's happening as well.
And choices that will impact your deck, because the
Yes,
decks
definitely.
are actually separate from single player and multiplayer.
Yes, yes. It's basically, there will be some connection between single player and multiplayer, but the army you're building up is exclusive for single player. And of course, these choices also will be in the Witcher way, basically. So shades of gray, no obvious choices, and so on. So why do we decided to do it? I guess we as a company, we believe that storytelling is super important. Like, that's what we always did, right? In every one of our games, we focused on the story very heavily. And again, this is something what we want to do with this one. And like I said before, we want to tell different kinds of stories because in terms of these campaigns, you're basically not playing as a lone monster hunter like you did in the Witcher games. Basically, you are playing as a leader who is building up their army, and you know, you overcome different challenges. You have different choices than you would have in our different games. So, yeah, it's a cool opportunity for us to do it. It's very new, and yeah, this is something I, as a player, would like to play personally. I don't know. How about you guys?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
So basically, one of the ways we are telling the story are those fully voiced dialogues with characters like those. Those are animated, of course. We are working on improving them all the time. We have some prototypes already.
And Doug
I
is
think
back
it's
for the
pretty cool.
voice.
Yes,
Yeah.
Doug
Let's
is
go.
back, and all the original actors that for the recurring characters are back.
Yep.
And like I mentioned before, we have choices and consequences, so you can make choices in these dialogues. And we also have cutscenes, which are done in this style of The Witcher 3 cutscenes you might have seen on the loading screens or on the ending boards of the game. So yeah, I think those are pretty cool as well. They are animated, by the way. And yeah, so I think that's it. And also, I mean, it's a huge amount of work to do this, so please...
We get a
thank you,
round of
big
applause
thank
for
you
the
to
team back
our
at,
team back
back
at
in
Warsaw.
And then I also want to point out the Gwent adorable Shiba Inu Mjolnir, who's
Yes.
sort of towards the bottom.
It's our
She's adorable.
team pet. She's cute. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of talented people working on it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. So I guess that's it. We can go into questions and answers.
So I think you have to like line up.
Yeah, we've got 2 microphones, one there and one there. If you do have any questions at all, just stand up, make your way to one of the microphones and we can get through them. I think a big thing to take away from this with the Gwent game is that with the single story mode campaign, it becomes, instead of just cards laying down in a strategic order, it becomes an investment. You get to understand and see and play as these characters in such a magnificent lore that you know and understand so much more about the game instead of it being faceless, baseless, and just shuffling cards and going for it. And I think that that's something that the CD Projekt Red team do so well, is compelling story and making you care and believe in these characters and the arcs that are happening. I actually want to kick it off with a question, if that's okay.
Sure.
I want to know,
again.
after listening to Doug voice Geralt for upwards of 100 hours, does he actually eat gravel before he does the voice?
Oh, yes, that's his trade secret.
I knew it!
You sound like that.
No, I mean, if any of you guys have seen interviews with Doug or anything like that, you'll know that his natural voice isn't Geralt's voice. That's definitely, but he is a consummate actor, a pleasure to work with, really, a great guy. And I mean, it is just amazing, his preparedness. You know, we call him in, he gets into the booth, and bam, Geralt. He can just do it.
If anyone's got a good Geralt impersonation, we'd love to hear it.
Yes.
And if you guys played the Hearts of Stone expansion, you get the nice wedding scene. And Doug had a great time doing that because when he's possessed by Vlad, he gets to be Geralt, but acting in a completely non-Geralt way.
That was really fun. I loved that.
So I think we'll kick questions off over here. Hi there, what's your name?
Garrett.
Hi Gary, what's your question?
Well, I want to know, you guys have talked about card interactions being kind of a big deal. How many actual card interactions are going to be shipping with the main game?
So this is something we are still figuring out. I think, like, I don't remember exactly how many.
I think we've
have
recorded a couple dozen would be the closest I could say.
All right,
to an
thank you.
answer.
But for sure, we'll be supporting the game as it goes on, and we'll be adding more.
Yeah, definitely. We might be adding more, but yeah, that's the ballpark of the moment.
All right.
Over here, what's your name?
Keith,
Hi Keith, what's your question?
after the game's released for console and PC, are there plans to expand to mobile, like Android or iOS, so I can waste even more of my life playing it?
I think basically right now we're focusing on consoles and PC first. We will cross those other bridges when we get there. We just got one thing at a time.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work to do it for the target platforms already. So.
Yeah.
Over here, hi.
Hi, what is your guys' favorite new mechanic for the cards?
Oh, I think I play a lot of Skellige, so I would say for me are those that get stronger when you bring them back from the graveyard, and the ones that basically, there is this one medic that basically when she medics, she gets stronger as well. So this gives you a lot of interesting combos.
There are so many new different cards available, and the more that you play them and understand them, the more you realize like what an asset they can be if used correctly.
Yeah, there are also cool choice abilities, like, for example, Zoltan, he can summon Field Marshal Duda, that's the parrot you saw, and basically there are two different versions of the parrot, like one of them boosts your units in a row, and the other one you can place on your opponent's row, and it basically demoralizes them.
Yes,
so, yeah,
I also like the Bloody Baron. The Bloody Baron will either spawn a Botchling or a Leopardkin. And the Leopardkin will bring something back from the graveyard, and the Botchling will just, it's resilient, I think is what it's called, and it just stays there on the board through all the rounds.
Yeah,
I really love in general, we've got a lot more mechanics where you can directly influence your opponent. Like you can do things to hurt them. Like there's one that spawns a whale that kind of randomly moves around.
Yes.
Rows and stuff. So it's a lot more because like in the base game we had Scorch and Weather. Those are the main ways. And we've added a ton more things like those that you can directly sort of reduce the number of points your opponent has.
Yeah, and there are also those fun cards like Roach, for example.
Yeah, Roach.
That, they just appear on the board randomly, depending on, I guess, if someone played a hero.
It's a hero card, yeah. Any hero cards, Roach comes out. She's like, hey, what's up, guys? Here now.
I hope the whistle sounds in there.
Thank you.
All good. Over here, hi. What's your name?
Name is Joel.
Hi, Joel.
And I feel really pretty. Thank you for the crown.
Oh, you're welcome. So pretty.
Oh, so pretty. So yeah, my question, I forgot it. Yeah, will there be cross-platform play? Because my friends are weird and play on console, and I play on PC. So just curious if that will be a thing. Joking, please don't hurt me.
Well, we can confirm it for PC and Xbox right now.
That will work.
PS4, this is something we are still working on, so we'll see.
Okay, Sony's being silly. Okay.
So you can play on your Master Race PC while I'll stick with my Xbox One, but we can still play together.
Beautiful, thank you.
And I'm gonna beat your ass. He didn't even put up a fight.
He was like,
I
no.
feel bad now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh God. Over here. What's your name?
Todd.
Hi Todd. What's your question?
So in the regular Witcher games, you can play in English, but audio in Polish. Can you do that in this as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so, yeah.
Awesome.
How good's your Polish?
Witaj?
I believe that's hello.
Wiedźmina. Wiedźmina. That's about it.
I didn't quite hear, actually, but...
Say it again.
Witam?
Oh, yes, he said hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Or Witaj, or...
Yeah,
I just know
perfect.
dzień
Is
dobry.
Czego? What's the difference
Good
between
day.
Witam and Czego?
And what was the other one?
Like Czego? Is that what they say?
Czego
Czego?
chcesz? That would be like, what do you want?
What do you want?
And that's
Czego!
That's a very,
Not a greeting.
that's a very rude greeting.
All right, what do you want?
What do you want?
Well, it sounds like one of our innkeepers or something.
Great. Hello. We'll take a question over here.
Hey there, my name is James. Thanks for doing this, guys, by the way. My question is, there's always like a common theme in the Wild Hunt is that you put up a card, or at least, you know, Geralt never loses his, but everyone else loses theirs to Geralt. Is there a way in the standalone where you're going to be able to wager your own cards or something to kind of give a little bit of like risk and reward in that to kind of give it just a little more kick or adrenaline to it when you're playing against other actual players? Do you guys have any plans to implement something like that?
Well, we're thinking about different game modes, but I don't recall a thing that allows you to actually bet your own cards.
Yeah.
Not at the moment, at least. So, yeah, I guess it's an open question depending on what we come up with later.
Okay.
Also, there's a gambling helpline available.
I don't have a problem.
I'm good.
No, I mean, we definitely have rewards. Like when you win matches, multiplayer matches, you get things, and I mean, we even have that already in the builds we play in the company, and it gets real addictive. You're like, yes, I got more stuff. So you have a high incentive to win the multiplayer matches.
All right, hey, thanks, guys.
Someone's getting some emails.
Sure.
That would be my phone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so I
Timing.
left it over in the thing over there.
Oh, no.
That's awesome. Haven't got reception all day.
In,
Anyway.
in Australia, you have to shout everyone and
Just when it
get some
counts,
beer.
Anyway, so name's Nathan, and in the single-player game, you can build your own deck, and I became quite fond of, my commandos in the Northern Realms. I think. Anyway, so how is that going to come over to multiplayer? In the fact that, how are you going to be able to build a deck in multiplayer? How are you going to be able to own?
There's a deck builder.
Yes,
there it is.
And you can build your deck.
So you collect the cards by buying card packs, either by in-game currency or by real money. So you open the packs, and as you open the pack, first you see 3 cards, which are rare or better, and you pick one of those 3. This goes directly into your collection, and then you get 4 random cards. So you just gather those up. You go into the deck builder and you build the deck as you see fit by choosing the faction, leader, and so on.
But there are like specifications around how many of a certain card.
When we showed you guys the premium cards, actually that was the deck builder view. So yeah, you basically it's pretty cool, I think, because it's not just a list of cards. It's like it looks like a copy of Battlefield. So you can basically put your cards directly on the board, so you see where they go, what the values are when they get boosted, and so on. So yeah, that's how you do it.
And that plays into leveling when it comes to meeting up against other random people in multiplayer?
Yes, exactly. And, well, and maybe some new game modes, but it depends on what they will be. Single player is similar to a degree because you build it on this screen, but the collection is separate, basically. It's because all the cards you gather and recruit and so on are strictly connected to the story of the single player, right? There will be some kind of connection, but as I said, it's something we're still working on.
Okay.
From
thank
my
you.
experience with that, the deck builder was actually so fun, and it was so important because not only do you have to choose your faction, and I was Northern Realms as well, you also have to figure out which cards work well and what play well together. So you can actually I spent half an hour building a deck, and then after playing a few rounds with it, went, nope, got to start again. And that's just for one faction, and you'll find yourself doing this for every single faction until you've got something that you're very comfortable with, your unique gameplay that you're comfortable bringing to someone else. But it could be that your deck is actually weak against how someone else has built theirs. So it's like, it's really compelling, and there's a lot that can go into this if you are like me and want it to be perfect.
Yep. And with those new abilities, you have a bunch of different combos and combinations you might come up with. So yeah, it's cool.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Good luck with those emails. It sounded like there was quite a few.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Howard.
Hey, Howard.
2 questions, is that okay?
Sure.
First one is, can we use in-game currency to buy story mode?
I don't think we've decided that yet.
Yeah, monetization is something we are still thinking of. So, but we will be releasing info about it in some time. So yeah,
stay tuned.
Cool. And are you gonna have a drafting gameplay mode?
Crafting?
Drafting.
Crafting or drafting?
Yes.
Drafting.
Yes, probably. But again, this is something we don't have the details for crafting yet. But yes.
Oh no, not crafting. Drafting.
Drafting.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
So Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, and a couple other games, you get in Magic you'll get a pack, and you're gonna choose a card, and then you pass it to the next player, and they pick a card from that pack as well, and you eventually have 45 cards, 3 packs, and you build a deck with those cards.
Oh, you mean Arena?
Yeah, or Arena from Hearthstone. Yeah.
Like I said, we're still thinking of the new game modes, So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes either. So.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, hello.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. My name is Hussein. Not gonna lie, I'm quite nervous, but I love the amount of effort and passion and love that you guys put in all your games. I've been playing since the original Witcher game, 2 and 3 now, and I love that you guys are making a card game out of everything. I
see you have some cards.
I have a physical
both of
Gwent
you have
deck.
cards.
I was wondering if you could sign that.
Yeah, let's save that for after.
Sure.
But yeah, absolutely.
Okay, appreciate it. I also got my friend's deck here too. She would like that signed too.
Awesome.
Just wanted to say that you guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
He did it, guys.
Hi, my name is Satoshi. Can I play Japanese?
Yes, I am very happy to say yes. We are currently in the process of recording the Japanese version, and yeah, it'll definitely be in Japanese.
Hajimemashite.
Thank you.
Gwent ski desu ka? Gwent ski desu ka?
Yeah.
Ski desu. Ski?
Ski desu.
Yay! Can't speak Polish, can't speak Japanese. Over here, hello. Nice
Hi.
big boy.
Thank you. My name is Lilith, and I was wondering, are you guys going to make any more physical copies?
Right now,
These are great,
we don't have any plans to make more of those because they were collector's items for Witcher 3. But, yeah, so right now, no, sorry. If that ever changes, we will let you know.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Raphael.
Hello.
I was just wondering about the, I guess the special balancing that you have for the particular multiplayer version of Gwent as compared to the single-player version. Because I remember everyone and their mother had this 10-strength archer character and the Nilfgaardian deck, and I had that 1-strength crappy infantry that I kept drawing all the time. And is there anything stopping me from, I guess, just loading my deck up with all of the overpowered cards? Or is there some sort of...
Oh, yes, definitely. We have changed the deck building rules. So right now, the limit for the hero cards is 4, I believe.
Yeah, it's 4.
So you can have up to 4, and then you have up to 6 characters. And I think the minimum amount of cards, in general, unit cards, is 22. But this is something we are still working on, so it will probably change. And again, we are launching a closed beta in October, so we'll see how the game plays and what will be your feedback. And yeah, we'll adjust it accordingly.
All right, thanks.
Hello over there.
Hi, my name is Ashley. So I have a little bit similar, a balancing question, but more for when you're playing against opponents. So it'll obviously be compared to all other card games out there right now. in Hearthstone, they do like a lot of player balancing. So what will you be adding in to
make sure that you're on a similar level as your opponent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you mean like matchmaking?
Yeah, a
kind of
little
stuff?
bit like
Okay.
matchmaking.
Oh yeah, I mean we're working on matchmaking right now and the ranking system as well to make it as fair and balanced, I suppose is the word, as possible. But again, the details for this we will release later because we want to get it right.
And then that'll also be really affected by closed beta.
Exactly.
You know, just getting it out there for people to play, and then
we have our
realizing
best
how to
people
tweak
working on it, I can assure you.
But I mean, if you're playing against a friend that you know and you keep beating them, that's their problem, not yours.
Right.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Well, good. Hello there.
Hi, my name is Rami. 2 quick questions. How many decks can you create? Like, let's say there's like 2 different strategies you want to use for the Northern Realms. How many realms or how many decks could you have for like a specific faction?
I mean, in terms of possible strategies, or
just like preset decks. Yeah.
I don't think there is a limit right now.
I don't.
And it's really cool because you can, I mean, you can name your different decks to easily keep track. Like, oh, this is my spy heavy deck. This is my scorch heavy deck. And I think there's no limit at the moment.
All right, cool. And one last question: is there any, I guess you'd say, exclusive or cards exclusive to the single player that are like, too broken for multiplayer, but of course you'll include it in the single player?
The answer is yes.
All right, thank you.
Hello over here.
Hi. I just wanted to say, first off, the localization in Witcher 3 was amazing. It's one of the best I've seen. The whole mummer scene was so brilliant. I work in localization myself, so I know how hard that can be, and that was so well done. For the storytelling for the campaign in Gwent, you mentioned map exploration and voice dialogue, but like, what's the visual going to be like? Is it going to be animated cutscenes the whole time?
Yes, there will be animated cutscenes in the style of The Witcher 3.
The intro movie?
Yeah, intro movie and the loading screen videos you might have seen. Then we have the map, which is isometric. And basically, you explore it with an avatar, which is, well, depending on what the hero is, what the campaign is. Then you have dialogues, which I talked about. We have text events, which are fully voiced as well. And yeah, we have cutscenes. We talked about this, and yeah, we have also other features we are not talking about at this point, but yeah, we have different forms of narration in it.
Awesome, excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Hello there.
Yeah, I'm Ruth. I have to admit that when I first started playing Gwent, I hated it. I had to go to the internet and actually learn how to play, and so I'm kind of curious what kind of a tutorial system you're going to have set up. Something.
So actually, for example, the characters we were showing were taken from the tutorial. So the tutorial, basically, we don't want to give away too much of it, but basically it's a short story with Geralt. And basically, we go with you through the basics as you play this tutorial. And we try to make it at least boring as it can be. And I know it's hard. I mean, I did it for 2 Witcher games already, so it's hard to achieve it. But I think we have it done pretty well. We tested it on a lot of people in the company who never played Gwent, and yeah, they seem to get it. I mean, of course, as we added all these abilities, it's impossible to explain all of it in the tutorial. So a lot of it you'll have to learn as you go, but the basics will be explained in it.
So that you don't I spent all my cards in the first
But
round. Whoops.
I would say it takes like 15 minutes to go through it and learn the basics.
I also wanted to encourage people who might not have read the books. I read the short stories in the books, and it's like playing the game, and it's like visiting an old friend. So you get that Geralt and Witcher fix when you're not able to play your game.
And Ruth, were you one of the ones that bowed?
Yes,
at
I did.
Over 200 hours.
I love to explore all your artwork, so I go see every little nook and cranny of the world.
Oh, that's awesome. So you'll have a lot of fun with this one.
Also, I love your shirt.
Yeah.
Good shirt.
We've got a question over here.
Hi, yeah. So with the success of Hearthstone, the crazy popular online card game, there's been a lot of other online card games coming out also, even like, the Elder Scrolls is coming out with one, and that kind of online card game genre is becoming very oversaturated, in my opinion. And I'm a huge fan of Gwent also, but I'm curious how you guys are kind of going about Gwent and basically telling the public, like, hey, you should play Gwent over playing Hearthstone or, you know, the new Elder Scrolls card game or any of these other games?
Well, I would say that first of all, Gwent is much different than other card games like Hearthstone because, you know, it's not about beating other, opponent's hero. It's more about, you know, accumulating as much points as you can throughout the game. And again, it's 2 out of 3. Best out of 3, and basically this allows you to add the deception element into it because you can lose a round on purpose, right? To lure your opponent into playing a lot of cards that he wanted to use later, right? So I think these elements make it very much different in terms of rule set. So I think a lot of people will find this appealing. Also, it's based on the Witcher lore, so people that love the Witcher games, I think, will find that appealing. And then there is, of course, also the single-player campaigns, which we are putting so much effort into, right? So I think these make us stand out. You know, basically, I don't recall a card game that does such an extensive single-player mode as we do. And I think this is something really cool. And as I said before, this is something I, as a player, always wanted to play. And yeah, I hope you guys will like it as well.
Yeah, a follow-up question, sorry. So I'm curious, you're like describing all these differences, which is great. I'm wondering if you've also kind of drawn influences from Hearthstone and all these other card games too, and if so, what are those influences?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm an avid. We are all avid, you know, card players and card game players. I mean, and yeah, I play a lot of Hearthstone personally. So yeah, definitely we get inspired by it. You know, it's hugely successful and very polished, very good game. And but obviously we have a lot of ideas of our own, which we don't want to be overshadowed by influences.
But I know when Damien and Rafael they had a panel back at PAX East, actually, and they were talking a lot about their influences and how they ended up coming up with Gwent. And so, yeah, and they did pull from places like Hearthstone, and they named other card games that I don't remember now.
Condottiere, yeah. There's a lot of different influences, I personally, for example, play Conquest, Warhammer Conquest, LCG. And it's really cool as well. So, yeah, different inspirations.
Cool, thank you.
Oh, there you go, you're up straight away. What's your name?
I'm Kayla, and I was wondering, you mentioned that the cards would be able to be acquired for in-game currency. I'm wondering, how difficult is this in-game currency to acquire? Like, is it going to be like some that really heavily try to drive us to buy all of them? Or will we actually be able to acquire the game through in-game, or acquire the cards through in-game means at a reasonable rate?
Well, you obtain the in-game currency by playing the online matches, and the amount what you gain is still being adjusted. So we'll see how it goes after beta. Yeah, I think, of course, as always, you know, we're trying to be as fair as possible. So I believe it will be reasonable. But of course, if you don't want to invest a lot of time into it, you can always just buy card packs with real currency, right?
Exactly. I mean, this will come down to balancing and seeing how it goes, but definitely, I mean, I could say that it's at the heart of our company's ethos to not screw over players. So I think we will try to make, you know, the balance we will strive to find will be one that I think most people will be quite happy with.
And a quick add-on to that, you said you'll be getting, we get some through actually playing the matches.
Yes.
I'm guessing you'd get more for winning than losing.
Yes, definitely.
Which might, I don't know, just the thought is it might make it a bit more difficult for people who don't quite have cards yet to get cards very fast.
We're hoping that the matchmaking will solve that to the big degree, because we hope to match people with similar skill and card collection. So, but of course, if after beta we'll see that, you know, it doesn't exactly work,
skewing one way or the other,
we might always adjust it.
Thank you.
Good questions, though. Thank you for that. Hello.
Hi there, I'm Brian. Actually, I want to kind of piggyback on that. I was wondering about the viability as far as being a free-to-play player. Is it going to be competitive? Is it going to be
like
will you be unlocking the same cards as a free-to-play player versus purchasing? All right. And then otherwise, is there going to be a mini game of The Witcher within it?
Excellent question.
We actually like to think about the single player campaigns as a
mini.
game within the game.
Okay.
Because it wasn't originally planned for it. Originally, it was supposed to be just the online version of the game, which you can play with your friends. But then they asked me to move to the team in December, and they told me, yeah, we want to do something bigger. We want to do a single-player mode, and yeah, could you do that? So, yeah, there you go. That's
Excellent.
the game within the game.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
And last question today. Hello.
Hi guys, name's George. We all know in Hearthstone the only form of player interaction during a match is some preset messages that you can show at any time. Are you planning anything like that? Will they be voiced? Or?
Yes, we're working on a feature like that. So the details we'll release later, but yeah.
Also, like, are you able to kind of choose your own character profile, like as one of the characters from the game, or customize your own or anything like that?
You mean like the leader card, or do you mean like your profile?
One, like sort of like an avatar.
Yeah, it's again, this is something we are still working on, and the details of which we will release. And yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Sweet, I think that's everyone.
There's one last thing I wanted to mention before we let everyone go is that if you're hungry for more Witcher Tales, here at PAX we have you can get the print edition of the first issue of Curse of Crows. It's our latest Witcher comic we're doing with Dark Horse, and that actually takes place as sort of a continuation of the end of the Witcher 3 storyline.
Where did they get that?
Where did they get that? Oh, it's at the Dark Horse booth in the main PAX convention hall. And this was written with the help of right there in the corner. Yep. Carolina Stahira, she's one of the main writers on The Witcher 3, who's now our writer for Gwent, and she also wrote those comics. So that's it. On the fourth floor? Okay, on the fourth floor.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Got it? Oh, great. So this is your only chance, I believe, to get the
it's only here during the show, so... you can get it after, but just digital only.
So I guess the last thing to say is if you haven't already, jump onto playgwent.com, sign up for that closed beta. October 25 is when you can start. That will go open to everyone, but in a closed fashion, if you know what I'm saying. Like doors, they do both. So do get involved in that at CD Projekt Red on Twitter and also at playgwent. So follow all of that for the latest updates as well. Guys, what are your Twitter handles in case people want to follow your every move?
At Steimer.
At Steimer.
It's Steimer.
I'm at TC Screwdriver.
Where did that one come from, you think? How did that happen? Where did that name...
during my younger days, I was quite the rapper, and it's a silly nickname from middle school, actually. I'm not super active, but you can go ahead and follow.
Yeah. So mine is super simple. Is M Tomaszkiewicz.
Perfect. Why would you?
So
do
yeah,
that?
feel free to good luck with that.
Learn how to spell Polish. Just a lot of different letters. When you think it's a little bit too long, keep putting.
And I'm not going to spell it for you. It's just no.
And I'm at Maud Garrett on all social medias. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today at PAX West in the Hydra Theatre today. Have a blast. And if you are cosplaying, we'd like a photo if you're cosplaying as well. So come join us with some pictures. Thanks, guys.
Okej, dobra, właśnie się panel zakończył. Bardzo mi się podobało ostatnie pytanie. Znaczy jedno z ostatnich pytań, czy będzie minigra Wiedźmina w Gwincie? Powiedzmy, że będzie właśnie tak jak odpowiedział, bo też to był chyba właśnie Mateusz, ale to w każdym razie będzie w postaci właśnie tych kampanii single player. Jedyne na czym się zawiodłem, jestem pewien, czy dobrze słyszałem, ale że te kampanie będą płatne, co troszeczkę mi się nie podoba, ale oczywiście ja będę je podejrzewam kupował i nagrywał bardzo szybko. Tak, od razu jak będą wychodzić, mam przynajmniej taką nadzieję. Tak czy siak, tego streama oraz to nagranie kończymy. Zrobię, myślę, jakoś bardzo niedługo podsumowanie, analizy, powiedzmy, tego... Będę tam, powiedzmy, wypowiadał się na różne tematy, które oni tam poruszali i tak dalej, bo kilka rzeczy chciałem powiedzieć, ale wszystkich teraz nie spamiętałem po prostu przez cały godzinny panel, dlatego spodziewajcie się, nie wiem kiedy, jakiejś krótkiej analizy, albo też podsumowania tego panelu. No i cóż, dziękuję wam za uwagę. Także te filmy nie będą się pojawiać regularnie, ja będę wrzucał bez żadnej zapowiedzi, także nie będzie żadnego update'u w planie miesiąca, bo nie chcę mi się go za bardzo robić, tak po prawdzie, bo nie wiem też kiedy będę miał czas na to. Także pojawią się jakieś odcinki z deck buildera, także nie wiem, co się jeszcze pojawi generalnie, to ja wyłączę już tego streama, bo tu chyba teraz będą jakieś reklamy lecieć. Ja bym nie chciał reklam, bo to może być jakaś muzyka, wiecie, na prawach autorskich, a ja to chcę potem wrzucić na YouTube'a i mam nadzieję, że mi tego YouTube nie zablokuje, chociaż jest taka szansa, ale to jeszcze zobaczymy. No tak czy siak, dziękuję wam za oglądanie, spodziewajcie się niedługo analizy, podsumowania oraz jakichś odcinków z deck buildera, które jeszcze nie mam dlatego pojęcia, jak będą wyglądać, bo jednak budowanie naszej talii jest dosyć monotonne i dosyć długie, dlatego być może zrobię to jakoś w przyspieszonym tempie, gdzie będę komentował i tak dalej, jeszcze zobaczymy, jak to wszystko wyjdzie. Tak czy siak, mam nadzieję, że ten stream oraz to nagranie na YouTube, które się pojawi, chyba nawet zaraz, myślę, od razu je opublikuję, kiedy kończę to mówić. Tak więc jeszcze raz mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało, no i komentujcie, subskrybujcie, oceniajcie i przede wszystkim oglądajcie, no i do kolejnych filmów. Na razie, no i cześć. I czekajcie na więcej Gwinta. Pamiętajcie, Gwinta będziemy spamić jak cholera. 25 października, przepraszam, września fajnie było, ale 25 października, playgwint.com, rejestrujcie się i grajcie razem ze mną. Pa, pa.